What kind of medicines do you have in the hurricane pack?
The typical drugs that might be in a hurricane pack include antibiotics, those types of drugs that are required to treat things that we might see post-hurricane, like tetanus, immunizations, and so forth. A lot of antibiotics, though, that would allow us to treat anything that happens from puncture wounds post-hurricane that happen to people as they're walking around buildings that might have exposed wood or nails and those types of things. So, but also any type of drug that we need to operate in our system. The interesting thing is that there's the aspect of the hospital that being hit by the hurricane. But the other consideration that we need to make is what about our pharmacy wholesaler, which may be hit by the hurricane as well. So our wholesaler happens to be in a little bit further north of us, about 150 miles away on the Interstate 4 corridor. So we have to prepare for them not being able to be servicing their sites post-hurricane. So we have to think about not only the impact of the hurricane on us, but we've got to look at the impact of the hurricane on our suppliers and make sure we have enough drug supply to be able to run through the period of time in which our supplier chain might be broken. So it's antibiotics would be a major component of it. I think we do have a lot of pain medications, vaccinations, and other types of things that you might need during surgery, surgery-related medications, propofol, for example, and the like. So a lot of different agents to allow your hospital to sustain its normal practices in a period of either impact to us as a hospital or hospital system, but also to our suppliers.
And what about wider, what you might call hurricane awareness? Is that important?
In addition to looking at the impact of hurricanes directly on us in Southwest Florida, we do track hurricanes that hit other areas in the country and what the impact on the supply chain might be. So actually, when we are observing the hurricanes start to be occurring during hurricane season, we are concerned not only for the ones that hit Southwest Florida, but the ones that hit other venues, including Puerto Rico, where there's a number of pharmaceutical manufacturers, as well as those that might hit Northern Florida or mid-Florida that include our wholesaler suppliers, and in essence, any of our transportation lanes, if you will, on the interstate system, or through some arrive through trains going to major depots. But we look around the country on the impact that might have on us.
I see. And what was the impact of Hurricane Ian?
Well, there's a number of impacts that come from the hurricane, and most people group everything together and just call it the hurricane. But actually, there's several components. The first of which is the wind and the impact from wind damage that may occur from a hurricane. Then there's usually associated with that a large amount of rain. So it's precipitation coming from the sky, which accumulates in your local area. So there's the rain that comes with it. Then there's a third component, especially if you're by the ocean or in our case, the Gulf of Mexico, and it's called the storm surge. And the storm surge, the best way I think of that is the waves at the beach that you're used to seeing at the beach. They don't know where the beach is anymore, and they disregard the fact that they should stop at the beach. And so, for example, during Hurricane Ian, we had anywhere from 6 to 10 feet of storm surge. So imagine that you're in a location like Southwest Florida, which is got a really low elevation. That 6 to 10 feet comes across the land into a variety of different locations. From Hurricane Ian, We had a number of employees as well as the entire community affected, of course. But just to dial it down to the impact on pharmacy, I had 12 of my 400 employees that lost their homes during Hurricane Ian from total flooding of their home. I had 32 employees who lost their vehicles, their cars, because they were totally submerged in water. And once your car is totally submerged in water, and particularly seawater, it is no longer a viable vehicle. So there are a number of components there that we had impact from the hurricane. In the case of Hurricane Ian, I believe that most of the community had the major impact from the storm surge. So not necessarily specifically the wind and the rain, but the third component of the storm surge, which had a great impact. Personally, it ruined my roof at my home. So I was fortunate, and I view myself as fortunate as a Southwest Floridian, that was all the only thing affected. But basically, I need to replace my roof. But that's very little in comparison to, first of all, let me say that there were over 100 deaths in Southwest Florida from Hurricane Ian. And then the impact on property and homes and livelihood. There were jobs that were wiped out by this. Folks that lived on the beach, if their business is no longer there, there's no place to go in to work. And there were many places that were totally wiped out from the storm surge.